Enthusiasts just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilco at Knoxville Smiles. Have you ever wanted to improve the look of your smile? We know firsthand what the power of a great smile means to a person's confidence and health. Our team of doctors can provide you with an array of options for helping you achieve your cosmetic goals. From simply moving teeth into a better position, to reversible cosmetic bonding, to full mouth implant-supported dentures. It is our goal to help patients feel good about their appearance while achieving optimal health. Want to learn more? Call us at 865-539-1776 to schedule an evaluation or visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fanrun Radio.
You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fanrun
Boy,
Radio.
not good. I'm so fired up for some baseball. That's what it is, baseball preview. Too late, Laura said. Okay, she's working on the titles over there. I guess I got to start doing the titles. Who's fired up, folks, and prepared for some baseball, Matt Dixon? We got baseball weather outside, Matt. Matt, would you believe that 2 weeks ago that we just in time to start the season, we've got some spring weather here in East Tennessee?
Very welcome sight to not have, snow and ice covering the ground like we had for, like 10 days.
And I've been out walking. I've been walking in the park, let's see, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's been so nice to get outside. So just nice. And it's so good for your mood. And it's the season of amore. Because when the sky hits your eye like a big pizza pie, Bri, you know what that is, don't you? What is that, Bri?
No, but I'd like some pizza right now.
That's amore. Bri, what do you put on a pizza pie?
Mushrooms, could be sausage, could be hamburger beef, could be spinach. Could be the meatball pizza that they had the other day at Smoky Mountain Brewery.
Oh!
Which is delicious, by the way.
Ah, Dubsy. I never took you to be an unga guy. When the sky hits your eye like a big pizza pie, you're up till 1 o'clock in the morning. When you're watching the Vols win a road game that's not a quad one win, that's amore. You know how bad these teams are at the bottom of the league, Matt? You go on the road and you win a game in the SEC and it's not even a quad one win. How bad is that, Matt? 3 of them. There are 3 teams in this league. South Carolina, not a quad one win. Ole Miss, not a quad one win. I mean, what in the world, guys? That used to be a given.
Those road wins by SEC teams are at the expense of the bottom 5 teams. 22 of the 42 are at the expense of the bottom 5.
Read the sadistic, because we're getting ready to preview one of the bottom feeders in the league with the great Ron Higgins. But really, I want to talk about the Lane Kiffin circus with him. Matt, if we're talking to Higgs coming up, and you bring him on under the pretext of doing a basketball preview for Saturday night, if you're me, right, what percentage of this do we talk about the basketball deal? What percentage of this do we talk about the football and even skim Mulkey?
I think you could go 75% about football.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to talk Kim Mulkey, although I guess John Adams isn't here to
go.
Do that. I mean, you mentioned college baseball. You could probably talk
college
about LSU
baseball. That's a great idea.
Instead of their basketball team.
Great idea. Matt, I don't know if you saw the item, but recently Dave Van Horn gave an interview, and he basically admitted that he talked Tony Vitello. He counseled him into taking the Giants job. He said, look, you're going to carry the flag for all of college baseball. You're the first guy that's ever gotten an opportunity like this. And if it crashes out on you, you can always end up back here. You could always end up back in college baseball. Somebody would always take you. Those guys couldn't wait to get Tony Vitello out of here, Matt, so they could have college baseball back. Isn't that interesting that he would say that out loud? Yes.
Yes. Hopefully he's very successful with the Giants. Because I don't want to see him anywhere else bringing a team here.
David Ackworth has a great question, because the Vols last night, I have to give them credit, they were in the process of blowing out an absolutely morbid Mississippi Mistake team. Yeah, I want Tony, if he comes back, to get like the UCLA job. We can cheer for him. I can wear some of that baby blue.
Here's a hypothetical scenario. Would you be okay with Arkansas winning a national championship this year and Van Horn retiring, but they're unable to hire Vitello because he has enough success to stay with San Francisco?
Interesting. David Ackworth asks, here's some homework for Brian. Has a team ever given up an 18-0 run and still won a game? I would imagine the teams that have done that, you could probably count on one hand. Because generally, you give up an 18-0 run in a game and you're folding like a cheap tent. That's how good this Ament guy is, though. That's how good he is. Because this Ament guy...
Well, it's also how bad Mississippi State is.
And it's how bad they are. But Ament, you just flip him the ball. The other thing about 18-0 runs, and we've seen this in basketball, it really exhausts you to come back from a huge deficit. It's an exhausting thing. But that was, we were doing Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime, and I said to myself, I'm going to do about 45 minutes and I can get out of here. Because, it's kind of Mississippi State, and it's kind of midnight, and it's kind of like, I don't know what it is, but that was sort of my sense. And then we were on here for like an hour and a half. Because I'm a sicko. And our team is, Bino's got a great analogy, a cross-sport analogy, with it being baseball season. The Vols have a leaky bullpen. Because last night's game, Matt, the way that thing was going, what was the score if that was a baseball game? At one point, it was what?
I think you mentioned it like 12-3, something of that, and 12-3, and going to the bottom of the seventh.
And then they ended up bringing the tying run. They ended up bringing the.
They had the tying run on deck.
Yes.
Because it never got to be a one-score game. And they never had, Mississippi State was never within closer than 5.
That's just what it felt like.
Yeah, but it's a great analogy. It's the more I think about it, the more it works.
Yeah.
You have.
Because you end up
the
mad.
turnovers or walks. And,
yeah.
Boot a couple of balls.
Yeah.
You always end up, putting guys on base.
And then you're mad at the end of the
clean
game.
Innings.
And you're mad at your team at the end of the game. Because and it's not just, and you made a great point last night, and so did Nashville Lee. It's not just us. It's the game of college basketball. We're going to play this later. but the head coach at Mississippi State or at Kansas State freaked out last night, went in full freak out mode. He said to Kim Caldwell, "Hold my beer." You think what Kim Caldwell said Sunday was something? This cat went off last night. This cat went off, okay? I mean, this guy went off. And basically what he said is, get a real good look at the guys on my team because they're not going to be here next year.
Did you hear Tad Boyle do the same thing?
Brian, I think Brian, that this NIL era on the men's and women's side, I think it's going to start breaking these coaches. Kim Caldwell might have been the first to do it, but she ain't going to be the last. She is not going to be the last. This dude went off on his basketball team. And I mean off.
Jerome Tang.
Yes. It's what's for breakfast, Tang.
I mean, I consider him a national championship winning coach.
Well, there you go. Because he put out
Kentucky in the tournament one year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He freaked last night. Freaked out. Full freak out mode. And so, that's a new thing now. It's not even like ambiguous. It's like, hey, these guys aren't going to be here next year.
You're seeing coaches have emotional breakdowns like Wes Miller did last week and early out at Arizona State in press conferences. And February is usually kind of lends itself to that because it's been a long season and it's kind of in a grind.
I am so in favor of digging into what this is in terms of, is this a byproduct of, because we know that there's a season in football where kids check out. Our coach is now checking out on kids. Hey, I don't like this team. I put this team together. You know what I mean, Matt? Scramble the board. Scramble the board, Matt. I don't like this team. I'm done. I'm just going to go to the press conference. Because this guy apologizes to the fans. Jerome Tang did. Apologized to the fans. Apologized to the students. And then basically said, these guys won't be here next year.
Yeah, that's the part that I think is unique and new, because you're gonna basically just flip your roster. Like you don't have anything to start building towards. You don't have younger freshmen you're going to start introducing and playing more to try to develop. Like that's not a thing now because you're just flipping your roster. So it's just like, what are you actually playing for right now? And when there's not anything to play for in the present or for the future, you're kind of like stuck and you're in a spot like some of these teams are in right now where coaches don't really know what they're supposed to do.
And I just think it's an incredibly remarkable time when a sitting head coach would go up on a podium and say what this guy just said. I'm going to play this because Ron Higgins is on deck. I want Ron Higgins' thoughts on this. We're truly in a new era. I mean, I always thought during the NIL era that kids would quit on programs and look for their next stop. Okay, fine. I think we all agree that's kind of a thing, and we all agree that's sort of a possibility, and we all agree that, listen to this.
Please do. Blessed to do this, but this was embarrassing. These dudes do not deserve to wear this uniform. There will be very few of them in it next year. I'm embarrassed for the university. I'm embarrassed for our fans, our student section. You know, it is just ridiculous. We got practice at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we will get this thing right. I have no answer, no word. I got 2 questions, so whoever want to ask 2 questions, I'll answer them to the best of my ability right now. But right now, like I'm like pissed, and this is all right. Questions.
So let me bring Ron Higgins in here. So Ron, this is Jerome Tang last night at Kansas State, who basically is saying none of my guys will be here next year. We literally, it's the roster he put. You're laughing. It's the roster he put together, and he's being paid several $1 million to coach it. It's his guys. Can you do that, Ron? Can you go before a microphone now? Because this is starting to happen in college basketball now. Hey, it's not my fault. I didn't do it. It's not my fault.
Well, I mean, yeah, he recruited them, but I mean, I don't know how you get people to play hard. I mean, honestly, I mean, I know Tennessee women's coach said the same thing about her team.
Yeah.
Last weekend?
Yes.
You know what? Honest to God, in the era of NIL, when you're getting paid, I have no problem with that.
Yep.
None.
Yep.
You're getting paid. Do your damn job, okay?
God, Higgins is going off now.
Do your job. This is a job now for you. You're getting paid, all right? Don't go out there and lollygag around. I mean, really. I mean, it's just. I think coaches probably maybe in the past they didn't want to say it like they're throwing their team under the bus, but now if you go out there and just get hammered like that, you know, I wish more coaches would say that. I wish Matt McMahon would say that, but he just stands over there, you know, with his arms folded, like, you know, Barbara Eden, I Dream of Jeannie. You know, I'm hoping he'll blink and something good will happen. But I don't mind that because I think coaches are now. You know what? All these guys. I'm in a business where guys renegotiate with me every year. You know, and guys demand this much money. So to me, if we've coached them hard in practice and they come out here and they quit, yeah, I'm going to say this. I have no problem with that.
That guy ripped his team. I mean, I've never heard anything like that. He said, get a good look at them. They're not going to be here next year. By the way, we're practicing tomorrow at 6 a.m. I mean, it's like get a good look at them. Oh, yeah, we still have some season left. What I didn't get on there is he said at the front, he said, you know, I'm a Christian. I'm Christ honoring. That's why I'm going to rip these guys. But Ron Higgins joins Shreveport-Bossier Journal. Am I pronouncing that right? Bossier.
Bossier.
Damn it.
That's okay.
See, I wanted to give it the French thing, and now you're going Bossier on me.
It's Bossier, yeah. I mean, I know it looks like Bossier.
Y'all are confusing. Y'all are confusing, man.
We're all Louisiana's all messed up, man. I mean, we are. You know, that's the way we are. We're all screwed up like that.
So, Higgs, you grew up there, right? And then you worked in Memphis for a while, which is where you came on our radar, and then you did a bunch of other things. But yeah, you're in Memphis. Were you and John Adams like buddies growing up, or did you know each other young in the industry, or what?
Oh, I met him when he was I was at LSU working sports information and then writing for the Advocate as a correspondent. And John had just come to the Advocate, and I personally got to know John was not only a great writer and columnist,
yes,
but somebody who does everything with a straight face. And he doesn't know. Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't know how to take him. You don't. The other day we were having a conversation and he said something to me and I said, do you mean that, John? And he goes, yeah. That thing he does. Yeah. And I go, John, how do I know you really? Because you were one of the guys, weren't you at his wedding when he got married in the Elvis wedding chapel in Vegas? Because he showed me some photos of that.
Mike Strange and I were dressed up in all his black as his bodyguard. Yeah. Elvis.
I mean, this John Adams guy, people hear him on here on Tuesdays, and they think it's like an act or whatever, but it's kind of not an act.
that's John. I mean, that's who he is. I mean, he's never really changed. He's been that way everywhere he's been, every stop he's been at. He's been that way. And, you know, a lot of people don't like him. A lot of people like him.
I love him.
That's the nature of a column, but you don't want everybody to like you.
I think he's I've even feuded with him down through the years, and I've always liked him. Let me ask you something. You're doing my job, okay? Put yourself in my shoes, and you're on with me.
Yep.
Do we spend more time right now talking about Lane Kiffin, talking about the upcoming college baseball season, talking about LSU, Kim Mulkey, your thoughts on the Lady Vols and where they fit in the whole thing, or Saturday night's basketball game? Where would you prioritize Saturday night's basketball game when I put all that out there for you?
Probably last on the list, because this would be like a practice game for Tennessee, honestly. It'd be a practice game. They'll got rolling by 25. You know, even if LSU shows up and tries to play, they're just not very good. Their best player at point guard, and De'Don Thomas from Vegas, who bought for like $2 million, has been hurt most of the year.
Yeah, he didn't.
Most of the SEC play has, and they just it's like they quit against Arkansas the other night. Arkansas just dropped them on the home court badly. Sometimes they'll be competitive, and most times they're not. And when they're really not competitive, they go totally down to totally tank it like the other night. They couldn't play any worse than the other night going to Knoxville. I know that. You know, so I'm sure Tennessee has to come out serious and take them serious. But Tennessee should probably win by at least 20. I mean, if they come out and play.
What's your take up close on the Lane Kiffin show? And have you do you have a sense of this guy yet? How strange he is?
You know, first of all, people when LSU got him, you know, the reaction from the bitter Ole Miss people or anybody. I mean, maybe probably some Tennessee fans. I understand that because he was only there 1 year. You know, this guy's going to leave after 3 or 4 years. You know, he's crazy. And I tell people, he's in Louisiana. We invented crazy in Louisiana, okay? We don't care. He's here for 4 years and just really did great. You know, we don't care how long he stays here. I mean, we like him for 4 or 5 years, sure. You know, I mean, he might get bored. I don't know. I know why he came here besides the money. I get it. I got it before he even came out of his mouth. The guy wanted to go somewhere where he had unlimited resources, a really good in-state recruiting area if he needs it, and the fact that I think he wanted to get in a job where he felt pressure every single day, not something like at Ole Miss where he built up over 6 years, did a great job, but the pressure at Ole Miss is not the same like the pressure at LSU, and it just no, not trying to knock Ole Miss, but it's not the same. You know, when you won 3 national championships under 3 different coaches, people expect, you know, that to happen. They want to happen under Ron Kelly, and it didn't. And so they got a guy who went out and, you know, they feel like he would be enthusiastic, be a really good recruiter.
Yep.
You know, and he had that edge that LSU likes about their coaches.
Yes.
You know, an edge to him. So, yeah, they're fine with him. He went out and had a great, you know, I think he got like 54, 55, 56 new players, like 42, 43 in the portal. Best portal class they have. Mm-hmm. LSU spent a ton of money. They just basically when it goes between LSU and Florida again, Lane Kiffin, and Kiffin talks to, you know, Florida's AD, and a guy says, "No, we're going to hire a general manager for football." And Kiffin's going, "Huh? Really?"
No.
And he calls LSU, and LSU says, "Look, we'll do whatever it takes for you to win. We'll give whatever you want. Just come in. All you got to do is coach. Do your thing."
Yeah.
You know, so where am I going to go?
And to prove what you're talking about, they had real lineman issues, and then they addressed that at the very end of the portal. They added Seton, they added a couple more guys, and he said, "I'll show you. I'm going to put together a team. They're going to be very formidable and very good."
You know, and everybody says, you know, and everybody, he put together a playoff-worthy team.
Nah, yeah.
So that's the pressure on him.
Yeah,
especially if they're probably the first year. Yeah. You know, and he's okay with that. I think that's what he wanted. He wanted to be at a place where they're that invested. And not saying Ole Miss isn't invested, but, you know, LSU players, and you have 102,000 strong in their stadium. Ole Miss is 65. And I'm not saying Ole Miss has come a long way with all their athletics and their facilities. I don't know. I was in Memphis for a long time. And they've done a really good job. But, you know, I don't understand. Everybody's so angry because he left it in, you know, before the playoff. He wanted to coach in the playoff. LSU was willing to let him coach in the playoff. Ole Miss didn't want him. I said, okay. But they're angry, like, how can you leave us? Well, he left what he thought was a better job. And he's been there. Look, Ole Miss fans, they shouldn't even be as angry as Tennessee fans will always be about. He was only there for 1 year at Tennessee, okay? 1 year.
Yep.
He was at Ole Miss 6 seasons. Okay?
You know what's crazy, Ron? You know what's crazy? And Matt, I bring you in here. Even Kiffin, as flawed and as crazy and as wide open as he was, and they were wide open here. If you ever wanted to do a 30 for 30, he was a kid. He didn't really appreciate the opportunity. He was smug. He was spoiled. He was immature when he was here. Yep. Matt Dixon, I'm bringing you in here. I'm convinced that Lane Kiffin would have won big time here if he'd have stayed here, Matt. I'm convinced of that. Am I crazy, Matt? I think he would have won a ton here. A ton.
Well, with how crazy they were, they might have had 1 or 2 seasons of winning big, but that was gonna blow up at some point because the NCAA still had some power back then with how they were doing things in recruiting. But I do think the potential is there to at least have 1 or 2, you know, really, really, really big seasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Kiffin was kind of set up with, you know, Monty Kiffin was still a pretty good DC. But yeah, you were going to have an uber talented team but Kiffin was always going to be a short term the way he kind of treated the Tennessee job when he got here.
And Ron's right about LSU. The LSU thing burns hot. And when you lose there, you have to kind of appreciate those people because you don't just lose. Like, they kill you when you lose. When you lose like a big game or you make a coaching mistake, I mean, that stuff sticks with you. You know, you and I, Ron, talked, and I didn't think Brian Kelly was ever going to work. I told you that from the get-go because his personality is such that he was just not going to succeed there. He was going to internalize everything. And Lane Kiffin's he might work there because he doesn't care if you criticize him. To your point, Ron, I know that he doesn't. I kind of know. I got to know him a little bit when he was here. He kind of likes the back and forth. He likes being ripped. It doesn't bother him. He's got a strange personality that way.
He's the John Adams of coaches.
Yes. Yes.
You're like, the more you rip him, the more he likes it, you know, and then he'll play with you.
He's strange.
Yeah. That's just the way, you know what? Every coach has their style. You know, Kelly was really more of a professional type coach. And I think he treated his players that way and approached the job that way. And, you know, Kiffin's a college guy, man. He likes he loves the social media stuff. I think he likes to recruit. I think he likes it lively. I mean, he came to a really lively place. Believe me, he wants it lively here every day of the week. So, yeah, I mean, that's a good assessment of Kevin. It's kind of who he is, you know. And everybody, I mean, I knew what he was in press conferences. You know, Lane speaks so low in press conferences. You know, it's just the way he is. I think everybody was expecting him to come here and blast it out. I mean, and we had the press conference last week, and all the TV guys were saying, can he speak up? Is he going to speak up? I said, no, that's the way he is. How loud he talks. He doesn't talk very loud. You know? It's almost like, it's funny. It's almost like he's uncomfortable in front of a microphone. It's like
I agree with that. It's got an odd personality. Yeah, I agree with that.
As many times as he's been on front of a camera, it's just still difficult for him to, like, you know, string together 2 or 3 sentences without kind of pausing and, like, you know, giving and acting like I don't really want to do this. He's more comfortable on social media because he can tap away and pause and tap away and pause. And look, that's again, LSU fans have embraced him because they like their coaches a little bit on the wild side. I mean, they like Nick because Nick got angry. Players made mistakes. Nick would cuss him out coming off the field, and LSU fans loved that because they wanted to cuss the guy out. They wanted their coaches to hold people accountable, and Nick was like that. I think Kiffin, if you press him, he'll tell you that he regrets leaving Tennessee after 1 year.
He told me that. He told me that.
I think every coach has a regret in his career.
Yeah, it was his.
Saban told me, now he goes, listen, I look back and I shouldn't have left LSU after 1 year. After 4 years, I shouldn't. He goes, but you know what? You have that in your career where you have a chance and you want to find out if you can do something. I wanted to find out if I could be a head coach in the pros. And it came along. I didn't expect, but I had to find out. At that point, I had to find out. And I found out. I couldn't do it. So I went back to college. And it was at Alabama because the LSU job was taken. He says, but I think every coach has that in his career where, he at that point he makes a move that he thinks is like he's off, like, maybe Nick always wanted to try in the pros. Kiffin probably always wanted to coach USC. Because he loves it out there. He's been on that staff. He knows his stuff, and I don't think he expected that, but it happened. And so, but I think he looks back at that, like you said. He told you that. You look back on your career. I think everybody who has a job, just for normal people, me and you, everybody, there's a career move you made. You look back on it, and you go, that wasn't great.
Hey, Kiffin told me that. Ron, he told me that when he was right at the end of his run at USC. We interviewed him right before that season started. Yeah. And I said, Lane, do you ever regret leaving here? He said, every morning when I wake up, I think to myself, why did I do this? Now, and he said that right on the air while he was still employed at USC. He said, I think to myself every morning when I get up, why did I do that? He said, it's really the dumbest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, I really believe that. Everybody in life does that.
Sure.
There's probably a job. I know there's a job.
We all do. Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah.
And you wish you could go back and do it over, but you can't.
Yeah.
And
then with relationships, like you think, this person, I should have gotten more serious with that person, or, I should have thrown this one overboard.
Yeah.
It's like, it is. It's really true. Like, because life is a series of choices. It just is. It's an interesting thing because our fan base is interesting with Lane because we've got a love-hate relationship with him. Sometimes I love him. Sometimes I think he's just a totally immature clown. Sometimes I think he's all the above, and I still find him endearing, but he's not going to be boring. He's going to be good for the league. You and I have talked about the need for characters. There are some characters now in the league, and that's fun. That makes the deal have a little bit of I don't want everybody to be like the guy at Alabama. The guy at Alabama looks like a mannequin. No offense to him.
Kalen DeBoer? DeBoer?
Yeah,
he's a bore. Look, I firmly believe LSU's had a ton of income from new donors and old donors upping up once they got Lane.
Yeah.
I really believe it's part of when you hire a new head coach now, probably in football and basketball.
Yeah.
You want a guy not only that can win, but you look at him and say, this fans are going to like this guy. They're going to want to contribute money immediately. And he's like that. And again, everybody has a different personality. There are great coaches who are they're great to deal with. They're pleasant. They're funny. They're not outgoing.
Yeah.
Like LSU's baseball coach, Jay Johnson. Hell of a guy. Even quoted Jackie Moon last year one time after a game. But I think other coaches, like DeVore, he looks uncomfortable the whole time, and like where he is.
He looks like he's trying to pass a kidney stone or something, Ron. Or he's got one in his pants. He's got one down there. He's trying to hold in. You know, he's constipated or something.
It's like LSU fans desperately want Will Wade back. Want him back now. Go get him. He's in North Carolina State. Go get him. He's only got a $1 million buyout after this season. $1 million, but that's the cost of an offensive lineman. Go get him.
Ron Hagan's breaking it down scientifically. All right, Hags. So, what kind of baseball team are we going to have at LSU this year? Tomorrow, the season opens here without Tony Vitello. Speaking of characters, you talk about the power of character in sports. You talk about he made Tennessee an absolute world-class draw when they went on the road. When they went to LSU a few seasons back, Ron, it was totally electric. Totally electric. They had the greatest show on turf. I mean, think about what that guy did. When you talk about the power of that, just the power of the sheer force of a man's will.
You love a guy like that. If he's your coach, you love him. If he's not your coach, you hate him. And that's like Kiffin. Same thing.
It's
you
great.
Your coach.
It's great.
From afar, I love Tony Basilio. You know, I love guys like a Spurrier or Basilio or Kiffin. Somebody who just says exactly what they're thinking. They don't filter it. They just say it. He'll be. I'm sure he's missed around there. I know he'd be missed around the league. Yeah.
I woke up today with a hole in my heart, man, thinking about how baseball season. Matt, have you found yourself doing that? Because Matt covers it. Matt really gets immersed in it for us. Have you found yourself, Matt, doing that? Like now, come to the conclusion that it's really real that he's not here. Have you found yourself, Matt, now that we're here, doing the same thing I'm doing?
I think it'll hit tomorrow when he's not over there for all this, and you see the new stadium that he essentially got built.
It's weird,
and he's not. I think it'll really hit tomorrow.
And he's in Major League Baseball. Ron, none of those guys get an opportunity in Major League Baseball. We thought it was a joke when we first saw the story. You probably thought it was a joke.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's I guess only Los Angeles was big enough to hold Tony Basilio's personality. I guess that's it, man. That area.
All right,
wherever he went, Giants, wherever he went.
Giants, yeah, San Francisco. Tell me about this LSU baseball team this year. What kind of club we have?
Well, they're ranked 1 or 2 in the polls, and they're really good.
Yeah.
He went out and had another great recruiting year. And one of the starting pitchers back. Probably has an entire starting outfield back, shortstops back. Went out and got another really great recruiting class. Picked up really key transfers to plug into different places. Trent Caraway from Oregon State, infielder. He'll be really, really good. Zach York, 6'2", and the heaviest LSU player in history at 295. First baseman, senior transfer. He plugged into places they need to plug in. They feel really good about this team. They like everything about it. The thing about Jay Johnson is, what's interesting is like every year he learns something to make him better the next year. And coming off their national championship, the first one they won, they lost almost their entire starting lineup, and they're completely their pitching rotation. He had to rebuild. This one is not as much as the rebuild, and that's why I think he feels really, really good about this team. The year after they won the national championship, they started, but then they lost 5 of their first 6 series. Like that, they played a bunch of ranked teams, and they rallied down the stretch and went to North Carolina in a regional, came with 1 out of winning that regional and hosting a super regional because there was an upset. He really likes this team. I mean, it's deep in pitching. It's deep everywhere. Yeah, they're going to be good. They'll be really, really good. I mean, they're number 1 and 2 for a reason. I think it's because of his recruiting and people. He's just a hell of a coach. I mean, he just really is. I mean, he's kind combination of old school field and analytics. And he has Obi-Wan Kenobi of college baseball, Skip Bertman. They talk once a week. So it's a good deal. He loves coaching here. The people love him. Like I said, he's great to work with. He's not as funny as Tony Basilio, but he can be funny. And he is as good with the media as Tony was. But I'll miss Tony Basilio. I'm not even living in Knoxville, and I miss him. It's like, listen, I still miss Will Wade, man. If there's an LSU game on and a North Carolina State game on, I'm watching North Carolina State.
You want you some Will Wade back, don't you? Let's bring back the smooth criminal. That's what I say. Hey, it's all legal now. Legalize it, Bob Marley. Let's go. Legalize it.
He recruited better people illegally than that man is recruiting legally.
Peter Tosh and whatnot. Let's legalize it. Legalize it. Peter Tosh.
He's got 4 guys at the NBA from LSU. I mean, Matt McMahon doesn't have a guy on his roster that could sniff the NBA. And this was his best recruiting year. Look, he's a nice guy.
I feel sorry for Matt McMahon. He's set up for failure there.
But they give him a 7-year contract. Every year they've got a little bit better talent. This is probably their best year of talent. They at least look like a basketball team. They're long and they're athletic. Got a shooter named McKinnon they got to watch out for. Little white dude can he can stroke it.
He'll go for 25.
But they somehow just don't. They just don't have it, man. I mean, I think, and the thing is, I don't know if LSU can fire McMahon, because if you fire him, it's going to cost like $10 billion to buy he and his staff. And LSU, I don't know. I mean, there's going to have to be some boosters who are fed up enough to want to change in basketball, to be interested enough to say, yeah, we need to change it. Or they could say, no, we'll just go another year. Let's see if we can survive another year. I mean, his pay will be less, and we'll get rid of him then.
Do they want Will Wade back there if that thing opens?
Oh, the fans want him back bad.
Would the administration take that crazy AD down there that said that this coach said that McMahon had to make the NCAA tournament or he was gone? I mean, that was really nice of him.
Yeah, there's a little conflict there. I know the past relationship, the new AD and Will probably didn't get along.
Oh.
But the president of LSU, who took over in October, came from McNeese State, where Will was. So, if there are enough big money boosters who say, you know what, we'll donate to get Will Wade, they might do it. But again, that's a $10 million they got to come up with. And it seems like these days, we kept thinking with Lane, like, well, he can't go get another player at this point. My God, the lineman he got late in Colorado.
That Seton guy's unbelievable, Andy.
Yeah, it's just like, I just went and got him. Okay.
He's on. What a flex, man. I mean, what are you kidding? Hey, Higgs on the way out, Total Living listener, where they can find you. And I think we talked about 5% basketball. I think I did my job.
Yeah, you did your job. ShreveportBossierJournal.com. You can find me there. TheRonHiggins.org. Twitter, Ron Higg. Instagram, SEC Ron. So, as John Adams would say, come on, guys. Oh, man. I guess I'll see you.
See you, Higgs. John Adams is such a clown. Matt, do people ask you like what John's like? Because people ask me, and I'm like, he's just like he is on the air. I mean, he's kind of legendary. He's like 78 years old, man, and he's out there doing it still. And he stays up on it. And after our football games, he'll pop in at like 3:00 in the morning, Matt. Isn't that crazy how he'll do that when we're up in the middle of the night? I just wrote my second column.
Yeah,
just wanted to pop back in.
He double dips as a host.
Yeah, just wanted to pop back in. 865-200-5402. Here's the thing about that was fun. We have a lot to talk about. I want to hear from you at 865-200-5402. Is this thing with these coaches now doing this, is this just a part of the NIL era? Like, I'm just going to flush the deck. Are we going to start seeing more of this? Because that last night
I'm going to replay the very beginning. The guy starts out with, hey, I'm a Christian. Basically, I love Christ. And then he says, I hate my basketball team. It's pretty next level. Continue with more on the other side after this. When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gufon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gufon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gufon Moving and Storage, pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gufon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gufon.com. That's Gufon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gufon Moving and Storage. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires. Just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Cold weather is here. Is your heating system ready and running efficiently? Don't wait to find out. A simple tune-up now can help prevent costly breakdowns when you need your heat the most. Right now, Pipe Wrench is offering a $79 heating system tune-up to keep your home warm, safe, and worry-free all winter long. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune every part of your heating system for maximum efficiency and comfort, helping you avoid surprise breakdowns and high energy bills. And with Pipe Wrench Home Service's same-day service guarantee, you won't be left out in the cold waiting for help. Your comfort isn't just our job, it's our promise. Schedule your $79 heating system tune-up today at pipewrench.com before winter decides to test your heater. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. For standard systems only, visit pipewrench.com for details.
TB here with Alan of WeShipFloors.com. Tell them about it, Alan.
Hey, I'm Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Our competition's prices, well, they're going up. Ours are coming down. Our waterproof floor Supercore, it's the best. And right now it starts at $199 a square foot. Our warehouses are full of 4mm, 6mm, and 8mm. You strapped for cash? Well, we have our own in-house financing. Use our room visualizer and order some free samples today. Supercore from WeShipFloors.com. Best products at best price.
Like Alan said, head over to WeShipFloors.com. Use the room visualizer on the website. Drop in any of the 120 Supercore floors virtually into your room and order your free samples today. WeShipFloors.com. Tennesseans, they are us. The best product, the best price. WeShipFloors.com. Living Vol fan, when it's time to get ready for 2026 and what's ahead, there's only one place. It's Alumni Hall, the best and largest selection of Tennessee apparel for the whole family. Top brands, Nike, Champion, Columbia, Peter Millar. And check this out. All the basketball stuff that the Tennessee basketball fan could ever need. Some great Tennessee baseball stuff as well. Any season, any reason. Alumni Hall, 3 locations in Knoxville. Also Murfreesboro, Bristol, and now open, of course, in Johnson City. And anytime online, alumnihall.com. Say it loud, say it proud. The ultimate volunteer shopping experience. Alumni Hall. Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the volunteer state by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof. T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Bradley's and your Tony Basilio Show are a Knoxville tradition. And these days, just like Tony B's show is taking off like a rocket ship, so have my friends at Bradley's. Sure, they still have all the delicious chocolate you're used to, like the chocolate-covered popcorn and the assortment boxes. They're now called Bradley's Gift and Home, and they have so much more than chocolate. Bradley's Gift and Home has all kinds of amazing curated gifts, jewelry, candles, and other for her gift items that will keep you from having to go anywhere else. Guys, trust me, as Basilio would say, Bradley's Gift and Home have taken it to the next level. And remember, Bradley's will have freshly dipped chocolate-covered strawberries in milk and white chocolate at both of their locations, 141 North Peters Road and 138 Biddle Farms Boulevard in Farragut next to Tupelo Honey. Strawberries available February 13th and 14th. See you at Bradley's Bradley's Gift and Home. See our website, shopbradleys.com.
TB back with you, 865-200-5402. He said he wished he'd have known that. See, it's a small world. I got my man Chris Campbell with me in studio. He's getting ready to go out on tour. We were just talking during the break. He's in the concert industry. He's getting ready to go out on tour with AC/DC. Hey, Chris, put the headphones on real quick. People will find this interesting. I wasn't planning on doing this with you, but who all have you been around the world with in the concert deal? Put the headphone up. Look, put it right here. Be like Mark Griffin. There you go.
Can you hear me good?
Now project. I need you to project. Remember what Griff said. Project. Who all have you been out with?
Around the world or
just wherever, yeah. You did Keith Urban for forever. You
Keith
got to know
Urban,
him.
Justin Bieber.
Okay.
Ariana Grande.
Okay.
Lizzo. Foo Fighters.
Right.
Stevie Wonder.
Oh, yeah. That was a really cool one. You went all over the world with him, right?
Just in the States.
Okay.
Nas.
Okay.
Jonas Brothers.
Okay.
Starting. Zach Bryan, last 2 years.
Zach Bryan. So he's getting ready to go out with AC/DC. And where are y'all going? We were talking about this during the timeout.
Starting in Brazil, then going to Chile, and then Argentina, and then Mexico City.
Rough life, Bri. That's rough life right there. Rough life.
But I'll be listening to the show.
The AC/DC guys, have you ever done Bonnaroo? Somebody's asking.
No.
What's your favorite concert venue you've seen? Anywhere in the world. What's the best one?
I do like the Gorge.
Where is
Washington, where it just goes over the mountain. You just look down, it goes straight down.
Is that an amphitheater?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I'm curious, why haven't you done Bonnaroo?
I never, for whatever reason, never worked out.
Pretty next level, man. So Chris is a guy that went to Halls High School, and we met each other. You came to do tell the story, how you met me.
To do an interview for you?
Yeah. You were in
some project.
What were you? Like a senior in high school.
Yeah.
And he came up to me and he goes, Mr. Basilio. He was real soft talking, because he's kind of soft talking now. Mr. Basilio. And now he goes all over the world. And did you want to do this at one time?
Yeah, that's why the interview was for a project of what you would like to do and interview somebody.
How long ago was that? 30 years?
1997, I think.
Damn. And nobody getting younger over here. And how was I toward you when you were a high school kid?
Great.
A couple years later, Brian, I took him to Philly with me. I just kind of adopted him. I've known CC for forever.
We went to a game where I think it was Rick Pitino's debut, maybe.
That's exactly right. You got a great memory. In Philly, that's exactly right.
I only can remember some things.
That's wild. I have seen a game in that and that was when that arena was new.
Yeah, I found the cup the other day.
Wow.
My grandparents.
So,
and then when I worked with Bill Gaither, he used to be a huge Pacers fan, so he had 12 tickets, and I got to see Isaiah Thomas when he coached his debut, and then Larry Bird was sitting over next to him.
Tell the listeners about how many of these musical guys love sports and how many of the sports guys, because Chris gotten to know a lot of basketball and football coaches. He knows a ton of these people. In fact, he's a source of information for me. I can tell you that. He hears stuff because he talks to head coaches all the time. It's funny. Those guys love music, don't they?
And they love free tickets.
And so that's kind of your gizmic, right? You get to know these guys, but the free tickets and...
They love access.
And you walk backstage.
Blake Shelton's a big sports fan.
Yeah.
His band, very big sports fans.
Who were you?
That, and Zach Bryan.
You were telling me a story about walking somebody backstage. Who was it?
Which one?
Oh, Vitello.
Vitello.
Tell the story about that, because he's not here. Who cares?
It was great, though. It was the week after he won the World Series.
Okay. Speak up for me,
Zach
CC.
Bryan
Come on.
show.
Project. There you go.
In Nashville. And just walking around. It was like a rock star. Everybody was running up to him. Girls, guys, wanting their picture, wanting to touch him and hug him. It was weird.
Right. And where'd he want to go? Listen to this, Matt.
He wanted to get on stage and perform at the end. They bring people up. So
Tony's shy, Matt. Favorite musician of all the ones you've had a chance to like what was Stevie Wonder like? Were you ever around him?
Yeah, he was nice, but that was probably the one I was going to use because he would do just get out there and play around in the afternoon. They'd rehearse, but he would go through a lot of stuff and just playing a lot of songs and just doing his own thing.
You're sitting there with your own private concert for Stevie Wonder?
That one, and then Joe Walsh one time when Eagles had they sent everybody away, but I was still working.
Yeah.
And he was just playing guitar, jamming out, and I was just sitting there kind of acting like I was still working, obviously. But yeah, Stevie Wonder was great.
Matt,
and Keith Urban.
Dixon, can you imagine those guys like at sound check? Because you got to lock in on these concerts. It is a full deal, and Chris has his part to play, and they all have their part to play. But
can you imagine sitting there and Stevie Wonder's just kind of going through his catalog? Because you told me about him. He wasn't playing the same songs every night. Like a lot of these people, that show is set to a click track, and they play basically the same show. Does it get boring watching the same show every night?
Yes.
Yes.
I just start.
After a while, you can't hear the music, right?
No, I just start thinking about sports or Tennessee basketball or football as I'm working, just zone out. Sometimes I've had your post game in one ear. I hide
while
it.
The show's going on.
Yeah, while the show's going on and just doing my thing.
You imagine that, Matt? You're taking precedence.
Yeah, I'm hearing
what Matt's taken over when the Foo Fighters are out there.
Well, not Foo Fighters, more like Jonas Brothers.
Oh, I got that.
Foo Fighters, no, I gotta stay on point. They change stuff up.
Oh, really?
They're good too.
So the Foo Fighters, who was a couple artists you work with that stayed right with that click, stayed right on the set list?
Ariana Grande,
right? That does not surprise me. All the dancing
Bieber,
stuff,
yeah,
Bieber, all the dancing stuff.
Beyonce, I had to do a
makes
thing
sense
for her
because it's all programmed.
You have to, yeah.
It's all programmed
at that point.
Yeah. Well, have fun, brother. You going to go meet Griff?
Yeah.
All right, you're my man. Matt, hey, Bri, let me do a legal here, quick legal, because something came up last night. Negadave's still bringing it up, and I want to laugh about this because Negadave's off his meds.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fanrun Radio.
All right, here we go. All right, so thank you, brother. Good seeing you. Your boy Weston Hayes, after that whole interview of all the people that he rattled off, Bri, what a miserable guy he is, says Lizzo, he admits that, Lizzo. Yeah, the guy's like making a living, dude. Yeah, he's like feeding his family. You clown. I bet this Easton
Don't
Hayes.
listen to Easton from Austin. Come on now.
How about this Easton Hayes guy? I mean, what a clown. So last night, Negadav calls in. And his take on the game is that Jacoby Gillespie's shaving points, got to be shaving points after watching last night's game. And I got to give Negadav credit because Negadav is who he is. And he's consistent and he's nuts. He told me at his father's receiving of friends, my friends call me Crazy Dave or Psycho Dave, or I forget what he says. I'm not good with the details, but it was something in that vein. And I'm going, gee, I wonder why. And then Bino tells me a story about how he did something in a game and threw his bat on the ground, and it came back up and popped him up in the nose and broke his nose. And maybe did something to his brain, because Brian, share with us where we are here with last night he calls in Tiniest Dave. I'm convinced. Like Gillespie, he's shaving points. I said, excuse me? I'm convinced. And I was talking to Brian about that during the break. And Brian, what'd you tell me? This is an interesting little thing here.
Someone who has called the show in the past texted me and said that a couple of times this year, in the last couple of weeks, they think Gillespie is on the take. They've come to the same conclusion Negadav has.
Here's my favorite thing about the Gillespie guy. He looks like just the way they play, just the whole deal. He's a maddening basketball player. And I could see how somebody could come to that conclusion, even though it's not true. But he just does such uninstinctive things in games, Matt. He just does. He just does.
Yeah, it's fair. And they come at the critical times, too, which is really odd. And, like all his numbers are great. And, I don't remember this being an issue when he was at Maryland. last year. And I mean, the guy's played for winning, teams and has just kind of been a winner, but he's, not made winning plays in clutch time this year, which it's just odd. I don't think he's just kind of a natural point guard. And I think that he just has a lot on his plate, and he's trying to do a little too much at times, which leads to a lot of that. But it's funny because, like Dave last night, and we joked around with him, like Barnes even made that comment, like completely joking in one of the post games a game or two ago.
Yes.
About how he stands over there and he said it. Sometimes I think some of the guys are throwing games, and then he quickly realized that even though I'm joking, I really shouldn't have said that. But it's maddening to him too. It's just a really odd deal that it happens. But the problem is when he's off the court for extended times.
Yeah.
Tennessee goes possessions where they don't even get a shot off offensively. Like, he's so important to the team, despite all the flaws and all the kind of maddening plays.
DC Coltrane reminded me, exactly what you're talking about. Which is didn't Barnes, jokingly say something like that? The truth about Gillespie is he's a lot like this basketball team, extremely erratic. This is an erratic basketball team. They can do some incredibly great stuff, right? They can do some, in the span of one basketball game, like last night, they can look like a Final Four team, and then a team that won't get out of the first round if they're a 5 seed, a team that could get beaten by a 12 seed. Depending on the 4 minutes you watch, I'm not so sure, though, that most of college basketball, like Lee was saying last night, which is a great point, most of college basketball, I'm not so sure that most teams aren't like that right now in this era we're living in. And we were talking about, we're living in an era right now where the type of play that we're seeing is driving everybody crazy. And it's driving coaches to say things into microphones that they ought not be saying. Brian, what I forgot to mention about the Tang guy last night is they got blown out by Ewad's Cincinnati Bearcats. And I got to give Matt some love here. When they hired Wes Miller, and I don't know what Matt, I said that Matt had some wood for the guy because Matt hated him from the very beginning. What did you call Matt? You had even had a little nickname for him. You hated the guy. You called it, Matt. You said that guy will be terrible there.
Well, you had mentioned him one time being a possible candidate at Tennessee at some point, and I said he's Buzz Peterson without the famous roommate. Like the guy, because I remember watching. It was I guess he was at Asheville or Greensboro, and he just never could get into the tournament. Like, he just always would, find a way to choke games away that he shouldn't. So I never thought of him highly as a potential Tennessee coach. So yeah, that guy, he's got the North Carolina, pass. So he gets he's kind of in the club, so to speak.
Eric Waddell said the following just now. By the way, it was a 91-62 game last night with Kansas State where this guy just totally lost his junk. Jerome Tang. Brian, did you ever drink Tang back in the day? Did you ever drink Tang?
I'm trying to remember what Tang is. It's some kind of orange, like a fake orange juice or something, right?
It's an orange drink. Apparently, they had it when they went to the moon. I always heard a wives' tale they had Tang with them. Matt, did you ever have Tang back in the day?
Yeah, I remember having it a few times. I think was it like a powder thing?
It was a powder thing.
I'm not sure Kool-Aid. It was ever actually in like a bottle or can.
No, it was a powder thing. It was a powder thing.
Like Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it's like an orange Kool-Aid type deal.
Yeah. I love Tang. I used to take it in a teaspoon and just put it in my mouth. But I also used to eat cocoa like that when I was a kid. I would take the cocoa and put it in my mouth. And anyway, I don't think that's really good for your respiratory system to be breathing in those powders. At any rate, This is what Eric Waddell just put in our group chat, and I'm going to share it with you because he's a member of the program, and I'm going to put it before the audience for a vote. We haven't gone to this extent, but hey, slow times call for slow measures. I usually stay out of commentating. No, I usually stay out of commenting on your basketball postgame show. You all do a great job. But when that caller, Dave, said something about a kid and accused him of something like that with no evidence, frankly, I would have sent him to the showers. And even though he's a good caller and amusing, I would also give him a little time away from the show. Take that for what it's worth. Now, let me ask the audience this. Should Dave have to serve a suspension for what he said last night? Should we put his call to Commissioner Bockwinkel too and send it up the food chain to see if, in fact, he should get suspended for what he said? 865-200-5402. Should Dave get suspended? And, Brian, what did you make of your Oak Ridge boy who was not singing Elvira, but he launched on your Oak Ridge boy, Bri? What did you make of Ron Higgins? Just when I said to him, I don't want to talk basketball, and then he launched on Mac McMahon, Bri. Launched on him.
Without being prompted. Just went scorched
launched
earth.
On him. Launched
just
on
went
him.
Scorched earth on him.
Launched on him.
And it's almost as if he was expecting him to be set up for success, but he was not. They sort of brought him in there as a they sort of sacrificed their men's basketball program to be good in baseball and women's and football. If basketball men's wise isn't good, it sounds like they sort of made an unserious hire.
Matt,
knowing that he would not have much success. And I guess he coached John Morant, so I think that's sort of, you just have to wonder if he didn't coach John Morant, where would he be right now?
Now you're cutting a promo on the guy.
I'm just asking the question.
Hey, Matt Dixon, in your humble opinion, Dave right now, should that get kicked up, or should we just let it go as a call in frustration and he really didn't mean it? Since Brian had a friend say the same thing, since Rick Barnes had a friend say the same thing, or since Rick Barnes said the same thing.
It was a good negative call. Obviously just takes it to the extreme, but he's got the frustrations that obviously Rick Barnes does too. So no, it's not suspension worthy, but it's, within the context of who Dave is and what his calls are, he can get away with it, kind of like Barnes.
Brian, you've produced this show for years and years and years. You're really kind of responsible for it for the last 25 years. Everything that comes out of my mouth is your responsibility. Bri, what do you have to say about what Dave did last night? And I'm asking the living listener right now, you're going to decide Dave's fate at 865-200-5402. Should Dave last night, who came on here last night and he is a takesman, Dave's a takesman. And look, sometimes when you're a takesman, you can burn your takes, Like there's some stakesmen out there. You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes that charcoal's a little too hot, or you'll walk away from the smoker and forget it's there, whatever. But Dave came in with some hot fire last night, and his take was awful. Awful.
Well,
awful.
I think that I've always sometimes wondered about when I watch games and I see things that look a little bit fishy if some of the players are on the take. So I don't think he really deserves a suspension. He's probably just wondering. There's things that make you wonder. And I think that's a long way from an accusation. I don't think that's the same thing.
Back to the phone, said it's Dave's time. If Dave gets suspended, he needs to hire Marcos Garza and fight this. Look, here's the deal. I'm not in charge of this. This will ultimately, if you guys decide that we need to kick it up a level, it gets kicked up a level. It gets kicked up above my head. I don't, because here's the thing. I can't.
You're kind of the Greg Sankey of the deal.
Exactly. I can weigh in on it. I can send a letter, but I can't make the decision because I like mayhem. If left to my own devices, I mean, we would push the envelope as far as possible. That's why we need a commissioner. I've needed a commissioner for years to keep the thing in line. So people brought this up, and, some people have this really warped view of what we're doing right now in college sports. And no offense, but there's a guy in here, let's say, called the Coastal Vol. Gillespie gets paid to play. He's a Tennessee celebrity. Celebrities aren't protected from defamation. Dave can say what he wants. Coastal Vol, that's totally different than what you can say on here. I get that. But now we're having a different discussion. Just because the guy is a celebrity doesn't mean you can go out and accuse him of shaving points in a basketball game. Come on now. That's asinine. And then Brian tells me, and the reason I wanted to bring it up is other people are obviously not thinking it. That's not the point, because the guy is kind of a maddening player to watch. But other people, when Brian says, well, one of my friends kind of said the same thing, it's just, this team is just odd. I mean, they're so erratic. And erratic.
Again, the sport as a whole is more erratic and inconsistent this year than I think it's ever been.
Yes.
Obviously, the roster turnover plays a big part of that. But it is odd to see teams just go up and down as much as they do. I mean, Tennessee is a great example of it. And maybe one of the more prominent examples of it, and they do it often. But it's the sports like that just as a whole. There's a whole lot of games where you can watch where, in just different 10-minute stretches, it looks like two totally different games.
But that 18-0 run thing that David Ackworth asked about earlier is a great question. Have we ever had an 18-0 run where what? Where you have an 18-0 run and you win comfortably, still win by multiple possessions at the end of a game. How many times do you think that's happened? I mean, an 18-0 run.
I've seen teams make big comebacks, but just are unable to get completely over the top because they sort of eventually they exhaust so much energy, they just hit a wall, and the other team puts them back down again and wins the game.
I'm putting on an APB for Eric Waddell to get on the show. I want him to explain himself. Because my friends at Bradley's and your Basilio Show, look, tomorrow they got the chocolate-covered strawberries beginning on the 13th and 14th. Tomorrow and Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, 141 North Peters Road, 138 Biddle Farms Boulevard in Farragut. And I want to know if you think Nega Dave should be suspended, why or why not. To my favorite couple of answers, I'm going to send you some Bradley's chocolate. Put you on the list. You get to go out there and be a superhero tomorrow or Saturday. JLNWFT says it's a free country last time I checked. Sure it is. And I'm free to suspend the guy if that's what Commissioner Bockwinkel deems. Sure it is. Sure it is. Eric Waddell, I'd like you to get in the mix and in the hunt with us. You've been summoned to the bandstand. Bradley's calls themselves Bradley's Gift and Home now. For years and years, I call them Bradley's Chocolate. I still call them Bradley's Chocolate. When I go by there, Joy's like, Tony, what's our name? I have to look at the sign. Bradley's Gift and Home, Joy. Hey, old habits die hard. You know what I mean? Old habits die hard. They've got all kinds of great gifts, though. Amazing curated gifts, jewelry, candles, and other for her gift items that will keep you from having to go anywhere else. ShopBradleys.com. Bri, were you watching the curling this morning? Because I was in the Olympiad. And are you going to watch USA in hockey this afternoon, Bri? Yes or no?
I was not, and I do not have any plans to.
What have you done, bro? You've lost your JOMO for hockey?
What's the story of the 54-year-old, Tone?
54-year-old what?
Was that curl? That was curling, right?
Huh?
Wasn't there like some 54-year-old American that they put into I thought it was curling. He's like the oldest Olympian that's ever competed.
I didn't catch that because Schuster got beat. Schuster got upset, and he's been the USA captain for years and years and years, and he got upset in the Olympic trials, which was a huge upset. But curling is a great sport for those of you, and I'm not kidding. If you learn the strategy to it and the physics involved in it, it's a really, really fun to watch. Once you dig into the nooks and crannies and the nuances of it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you can go claim your VIP Play welcome bonus right now. There's all kinds of Olympic stuff there for you to get involved with. Brian, will they have a number on the Lady Vol game tonight? There. They will have action. They are taking action on Tennessee baseball this year, so you'll be able to do that.
I've never seen women's basketball lines on there.
Oh, yeah, it's on there.
It's usually I can't find it.
Oh, yeah,
and it's usually
there.
I have to go to ESPN.com to get the line for women's games. Bet
$20, get $100 in bonus bets instantly. Promo code phrase that pays is TN Tony. VIP, remember last year they were the first to release all 12 Tennessee games, advanced lines in football. I'm sure they'll be doing that again this year because they try harder. That's why everybody gets treated like a VIP over at VIP Play. They're live always with 200-plus leagues, numerous bet types, props, options. If you have a bet in mind, the VIP Play team will get it to you. We'll make it happen if it's compliant and a bet type in the state of Tennessee. Everybody gets treated like a VIP over at VIP Play. If you have a gambling problem, 800-889-9789. 21 and over, located in the great state of Tennessee to place a bet. Where is Eric Waddell? Ewad, get in with us, man. Come on. Come on, E. Bri, tell Lee to get in the mix and in the hunt with us. I want to talk to him about this. Because he kind of pissed at Negative. Matt sort of takes Negative for who he is, which is like a loud gonging cymbal. Almost like Matt, you kind of take Negative, and I'm not rip Dave. I'm really not ripping you when I say this. But you're almost like Matt looks at you like a village idiot almost. Would that be accurate, Matt?
No, that's not accurate. I think Dave's takes, they're to the extreme,
right?
But I understand where he comes from of most of them, and I agree to an extent on a lot of them as well. He just goes way overboard. I mean, he wanted Barnes fired after the Kentucky game. Like he came on here yelling about he wanted Barnes fired.
Let's go, Negative.
That's what his calls are.
Let's go.
He's probably not the only one.
All right, here's a question. Should Dave face suspension for what he's done? For what he's done. And Dave, Matt sort of looks at you like a village idiot. I think you're like a crazy uncle in our show. I find you to be. I find you to be. I'll tell you what I find you to be is kind of fascinating and a little bit thought provoking. Because when I met you, I realized something. You're not a bit. He's not doing 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 a bit. Oh, man. All right, let's go to the phones. Matt, the Trinidad Chambliss thing, tell me about that. And then we got some point guard rankings.
Well, they're having some kind of, I guess, they're in court and somewhere in Mississippi today. So,
I mean, what are we doing? And then tomorrow we're going to have the hearing on Aguilar. We haven't heard if Commissioner Sankey's chiming in on that. What do you guys think? You think Commissioner Sankey sends a letter, or you think he stays out of it, Matt, like he did in the Bediako deal?
No, he'll stay totally out of this.
I wonder
why. The Bediako deal was a lot more cut and dry and just absurd. I mean, even he took a stance against Bediako in Alabama on that one. I mean, this
Aguilar never actually went pro.
Yeah, these guys were just wanting to stay in college. They haven't, gone anywhere.
Kind of amazing here what we've got going on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, calls, stay there. TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting, because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you, not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
Fanrun Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of talk sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Slow drains, gurgling, and bad odors may seem minor, but left unattended, they can turn into a plumbing emergency fast. Don't let a clogged drain become a disaster. Keep things moving smoothly with Pipe Wrench's $99 drain clearing, guaranteed to work, or it's free. Our certified plumbers arrive prepared with the tools and expertise to clear even the most stubborn clogged drains. And with our same-day service guarantee, you get fast relief without the inconvenience of waiting. Have more than just a clogged drain? We also offer free on-site estimates and free second opinions on repairs. Your comfort isn't just our job, it's our promise. Schedule your $99 drain clearing online today at pipewrench.com. If we can't clear it, you don't pay. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. For residential main lines only, requires clean-out access. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Achillio here, and my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from B. Online at carnesmotor.com. Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company. Basilio here reminding you that when you want to sell your extra tickets to the game, you don't want to give your life away online with all your personal information just because you want to sell a few extra tickets. Clark Moore at Select Ticket Service will gladly buy your extra game tickets and your extra parking passes. And the best part, Clarky Boy pays cash. 865-919-1016. 865-919-1016. Clarky Boy pays cash at Select Ticket Service. Clarky Boy pays cash. Keep TB back with you. All hell's breaking loose here on the Basilio Show. Eric Waddell's now here to, I don't know, he wants a pelt. This is not like Eric Waddell to get in the middle of things. Those of you that know Eric Waddell, he works for the AP during football season. He works for various outlets and jumps on with us on our Garza Law, Tennessee fifth quarter fan reaction. He's been a stalwart with us all these years. We've been in the highways and byways. We've seen fire and we've seen rain, brother. In this program. But here we are, Eric.
Absolutely.
How fired up, focused, and prepared are you right now to talk?
I'm fired up and ready to go, brother.
Tell me about this Negative character and why you want him eradicated from the earth.
First, I do want to say I like Negative. I appreciate his commentary, and it's one of the reasons people I know tune in. He's become a part of the show in that way that he turned in. That people turn in to see him. So I don't want to make this sound like it's personal or I think that he's a terrible caller or anything at all like that. But I think if you make and what makes this a little bit different is you're attacking a man's character when you talk about him point shaving.
Yep.
And you don't offer any evidence. That's the difference to me in this particular comment. It'd be one thing if he said Gillespie, or I believe that's what he was talking about, sucks. He doesn't play well. He doesn't do XYZ well. But when you, I feel like in that case, you're attacking his character. And that to me brings it to a different level. And I think, frankly, that's inappropriate. Unless you have evidence to show why you're making the accusation.
Panel?
I'm sorry?
Is it a, what if someone is just kind of wondering, they're not saying for sure, they're just kind of wondering, is that make a difference?
Well, it would make a difference.
Yeah.
And why it would make a difference is, but that's not how I took his comment.
No, he was like,
it sounded to me, it sounded like an accusation.
I agree with that. It was very accusatory. I wonder if he, like Barnes, I thought was kidding. Yeah.
Okay. I knew he was kidding.
Dave's in the chat right now, very unrepentant. It said, my evidence was my eyes. My evidence is in my eyes, he said.
Okay. That's not evidence.
No, that's not evidence. That's a guy, as we say in Italia. That's a guy being a stunod.
And you know what?
A stunod, I say.
I'm certainly not saying that either.
Well, I call it a stunod.
I'm sorry.
Great Eric Waddell's in here. He's chiming in. He's putting his money where his mouth is. You know, Matt, he's got a good point when you think about what Eric's saying. I mean, that's a very, very, very much an accusation.
saying that
it is, but
pitching for the Cleveland Indians.
It's an emotional post-game deal. Dave's always emotional. Literally wanted Barnes fired after the Kentucky game, the previous game.
Yes.
So I get where Ewad's coming from, and I'm actually surprised that what Barnes said, even though it was obvious he was joking and he immediately kind of regretted saying it.
Yes.
Like, there's not many coaches that could have gotten away with saying that and it not at least become some kind of story somewhere from somebody. I guess Vandy Dano's out there covering the Olympics, so he couldn't, write one of his.
Too busy doing shuffleboard, right? I'm sure he's writing shuffleboard.
Yeah, he couldn't write one of his holier than thou pieces.
Who in the hell watches
the fact that
shuffleboard?
Barnes said something similar was really odd to me, but.
And Dave says, by the way, Barnes wasn't kidding when he said it. That's what Dave's accusation is.
Yeah, because the mistakes drive Barnes crazy, just like they do Dave. Like Barnes is frustrated as hell with them too. But obviously he's not point shaving. That's just a ridiculous thing to think that there's any truth there. But it's frustrating to watch.
Dave also says sometimes it just doesn't come out right. What he's trying to say, Ewad. What do you say to that?
And I totally get that. Believe me, you and I, and me not as much as you, but we've been on the air long enough that we say stuff that we wish we could pull back. And again, Dave, I'm for you, not against you. I just that one kind of took me the wrong way.
Would you agree that Dave is almost a village idiot of this show?
I think I've dogpiled on him enough already. I'll let you rate him.
Dave, should we kick this up? Should we create a ticket and kick it up to Commissioner Bockwinkel for his review? And that's the question. Should we create a ticket here for an action ticket for Commissioner Bockwinkel? That's how we do things here. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Hi, Tony.
Yes.
This is Brian. How you doing?
Brian, welcome in.
I would vote in favor of Negative, whatever his name is, of staying on.
Really?
For one reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he should have a stand-up routine. He's very humorous with the things he says, So, and for no other reason than that, I think he should stay on because he does provide comedy for the show. So don't you think most people laugh at what he says?
So you don't think people take that seriously when he said that?
Not at all.
So it's a context of like humor, right?
I think he's doing it tongue in cheek sometimes. So that's just my opinion.
Let's go, man.
Well, now the other thing, I don't know enough about curling.
Yes.
And I should really start watching it.
It's a great sport.
But I would have to ask you or debate.
Yep.
Do you think it's really a sport or is it a skill like pool or billiards bowling?
Is golf a sport or a skill?
Well, I think that one's a combination.
Yeah,
but now
this one's a combination. This one here, you got to fly down the ice. If you watch it, you got to fly down the ice.
But I don't know that much about it.
You got to be a great sweeper. You got one skate, and then you got one shoe that has traction on the ice. I
wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, and they maneuver the way they spin those stones when they're curling. They turn them one way or the other, so they have action on them. And you have to sweep. You have to understand how to manipulate the ice and the surface in front of you. You have to sweep. You have to sweep. And when you do it, and you do it well, like you're one of the best in the world, it's incredible to watch these people manipulate the time and the space and how fast they throw the stone and then the physics of where to hit it and where not. It's an incredible sport when you watch it.
Well, I'll have to start paying attention to it. But, it must be catching on because they have a place here in Nashville that just opened up.
What?
I
want to come down there and do it. Are you kidding?
No, they're advertising it on one of your competitors where you can come and learn for 30 minutes and you only pay $25.
What? I don't have competitor. Hey, Greg, can you sing me After the Lovin' or something real quick in honor of Nega Dave and Rick Barnes?
How about the portrait of my love. How
Do
about
it.
that?
Whatever comes to your mind in honor of
All right.
Dave. This is a portrait of my love.
And this is in honor of Dave.
From me to the village idiot of the show. Go ahead.
All right. There could never be another love for me. How about that?
Well, sing it a little bit. That was good.
Oh, I don't know that
give
much
me,
of
give
it.
me a little,
I'm
give
trying
me a
to
little,
learn it.
give me a little my way in honor of Dave, because
Hey,
Dave does
listen.
it his way. Dave does it his
Okay.
way. Give me a little my way.
All right. You must have got that video I sent you.
Oh,
huh?
you can sing your ass off, dude. Go ahead. You can
All
sing
right.
it good, as John Oates once said.
Well, let's see. How's it go? I did it my way.
Thank you, Brian. Nega Dave, your way.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was very good. And Nega Dave, your way is not the best way. Your way is a clown show way. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
What's up, Tone Broke? It's Pat.
Hey, Pat, welcome in.
You know, I'm glad you brought up Commissioner Bockwinkel because I want
Yes.
to keep this in the pro wrestling kind of mode.
Yes.
Because Dave, he definitely gives you a lot to talk about. You get some mileage out of him. You can do a 60-minute Broadway with him, right? He can draw heat with the best of
No
them.
question. Now, as the question is, you being an old school wrestling fan, is it cheap heat or is it real heat that Dave draws?
My friend, it is neither. It is go-away heat because I don't want to hear it. If I wanted to hear bad takes, I'd go put Eric Ainge on.
Oh, we have go home heat with Eric Ainge. I like that.
I got a
This
lot of
guy's
heat
an old
with a
school
lot of
wrestling
idiots,
fan.
and
This
those
guy,
are two of the big ones.
this guy's an old school wrestling fan because go home heat means when I used to see Hulk Hogan on the TV when he first showed up on TNA and he ruined their product, I turned the channel. That's called go home heat. That's a worse kind of heat.
And that's what I've got with negative. You know, the thing about it is he's just borderline getting suspended. The cattleman, you can't even say his name anymore.
No, he can't even get a breath in.
So I want to see Dave tag team with the cattleman in 6 feet under, unless he wants to do the time honored tradition and he wants to put someone over. I want to hear him call in and I want to hear him put Rick Barnes over for about 3 minutes uninterrupted. And if he can do that, no suspension. But he is a jobber though.
Nega Dave, thank you. It's a great call by you. Nega Dave, you are a jobber. You don't know you are, but you are, and we'll come back on the other side. And I think Matt pegged him properly though. And Eric said it too. The guy's kind of the village idiot of the show after this.
It's the hottest postgame show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama ZZ approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
Newsflash, Basilio listeners, the spring real estate market just moved up. Yes, it's chilly outside and you're still in your puffy coat, but if you need to sell your East Tennessee property, you could be the hottest house on the block. Hi there. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. February is the sweetheart month of real estate, and savvy sellers know exactly what that means. Get ahead of the game and give me a call at 865-694-5904 or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols!
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Achillio here, and you know my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's national award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com. Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company. So we got this negative thing to deal with as I welcome you back. 865-200-5402. And then William Pattison, the playbook's on the way next. Followed by Dubsy and the gang. I mean, we just love you so much, you know, the Fanrun family. We love you. I appreciate you. I stand with these guys from morning till night, from pillar to post. Say it loud and say it proud. But they let me have 2 hours here just to be an absolute goof. And I guess comic relief. And every comedy or dramedy rather, because we can be a dramedy sometimes. A lot of drama in this thing. But every dramedy needs kind of a foil, a stooge, a village idiot. And Nega Dave's a guy, because he called last night on our Garza Law Tennessee Basketball Overtime show. It was around midnight. And I thought my ears were deceiving me when he said, I think Gillespie's shaving points. I said, Dave, you can't say that. And then he's in our YouTube chat, like tripling down on it. Tripling, not doubling down, tripling down. Now, we were going to have today Ken Palm on the show, but he couldn't do it because he's watching curling. Curling happens to be taking place today. He's got a site called doubletakeout.com. Ken Palm's from Minnesota. Eric, you lived in Minnesota for a while. Tell the listener, before we go back to the phones, how serious these people are about curling there.
Oh, the first time I thought about trying curling, okay, when we were up there, I thought, this was one of these deals where you go to the ice rink, you grab a beer and, people play as a game. And I had guys get mad at me for having that attitude. They're like, no, this is serious. This is a competition. Angry that I thought, hey, this is some social event. So, and I'm sure there's some people who do it that way somewhere, but apparently, no, they take it incredibly serious. And I have to admit that shocked me. Once I kind of understood the culture of it a little bit, it sort of changed for me. But I did. I assumed it was just something I could try, kind of funsies.
It's an incredible sport. Eric, tell the listener how incredible that sport is, how athletic those people are.
I'm certainly not going to, exaggerate, but you have to be athletic. That whole thing with the broom.
Yep.
It may look a little goofy if you've never seen it, you've never done it, but you have to put a lot of cardio into trying to control that stone going down the ice.
A lot of cardio.
So, and a lot of cardio. And also you have to think about what you're doing because you're trying to affect an action. Imagine driving a golf ball and then having to steer it.
Back to the phones we go. Matt, do you have a favorite Winter Olympic sport you like watching, or do you just sit the whole thing out?
No, I watch it. I like some of the downhill skiing stuff is really cool.
Nuts.
Especially with the drone footage is kind of incredible.
Yes.
And then I guess it's like the luge or the skeleton where they just go
cool.
like 75 miles an hour. Like, I think that's crazy, and that's kind of fun to watch.
Can you imagine what that would feel like to lay down on a sled with your back, with your feet first, and go flying down a pipe like that, a sheet of ice, and sometimes they'll fly out of that ice. If they miss it, they can fly out of the pipe. I'm telling you right now,
the U.S. bobsled team, and it's a different one, but they didn't even get in the thing the other day.
If you told Lindsey Vaughn, okay, you're going to crash, I'm convinced she still would have gotten up there at the gate and gone and done it. Hey, Lindsey, they're going to airlift you off this thing. Don't go. She still would have done it. Is Will Abernathy our leadoff hitter tomorrow? He who will not be named, a.k.a. VI, a.k.a. Village Idiot, wants to know. Abernathy, will he be our leadoff hitter? Will Abernathy.
Yes, I think Jay Abernathy is your leadoff hitter and starting center fielder. I feel pretty confident in that one.
All right, let's go to the phones. Will he have a good season?
Yes, I think he'll kind of be an all-SEC type season this year.
Let's go.
An all-American type next year. I think he's got really, really high upside. I like him a whole lot.
Do you believe that our current head coach will be a better game manager than he who will not be mentioned?
I'll just say no right now.
I do.
No.
Tony Vitello couldn't manage a game, right, Eric?
Look,
I mean, let's say
I'm
it. Just say
excited
it.
about this baseball season.
Yep, say it, Eric.
But I'm just going to say it. We've lost the best college baseball manager I've ever seen.
Oh, you guys, man. Henry Ford is going to –
Oh, now
I'm going to predict something. We are going to have something called –
drives me nuts.
We're going to have something, a giveaway for the kids mid-season called the Model T, because Henry Ford's going to be on it. He's going to have his own Model T. And see, I just did your work over at UT for you. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air. The question is, what are we going to do about Negative? Do we put an escalation ticket and kick it up to Bockwinkel for his behavior the other night? Hi, you're on the air.
Hey, Tony.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, this is David from Greenville.
Okay, David in Greenville. Welcome in.
I know Jacoby. I know his family.
Thank you.
I've coached him when he was in high school here, when he played football for us. And first of all, excuse me, long-time listener, emailed you a couple of times, first-time caller. But knowing Jacoby and having been his coach, what this Negative character said last night was totally baseless. Do I get aggravated and scream at the television when Jacoby makes an errant pass or something? Yeah. But he has a heart of gold, and unlike Eric, to make a comment like that is attacking the young man's character without knowing him. And whether you suspend him or not, I will turn off the show when he calls in, and then check back when he's when he's off. But
I hate that he's having a repulsive. I hate that he's repelling you and having a repulsive effect on the program, because I really want the program to be, even when we're disagreeing, sort of a celebration of us. And I would think that Dave would hate that as well. Dave, I want you to kind of think about the fact that this gentleman knows Jacoby, and the fact that our words, can kind of have an impact, can be injurious, right? That's what you're saying, sir.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. He can have his opinion about anything. Anybody can have his or her opinion about anything.
Yep.
But when someone voices a baseless opinion,
I agree,
like he did with regard to Jacoby, that attacks his character, that's totally out of line. And it's that coach-player thing. I had to call him to defend Jacoby, and he's, again, at the risk of redundancy. I yell and scream at the TV at times.
Sure.
And I was going to call in last night, but I was so pissed. I was afraid I would say something that I would have to take back. But
you knew we would deal with it. You knew we would deal with it on here. You know this show. You knew we would deal with it.
Yes, and I appreciate that. But this, and like I say, this, I'm first time caller, and I've been listening for 100 years. But I had to call on behalf of Jacoby and his family to back him up and to let everyone know that Negative's comments were wrong. They were just wrong. And especially attacking a young man's character like that, and all that.
Now, he's not the most instinctive point guard out there. He does some crazy things. I mean, you and I both agree at that, like you're admitting.
Yes.
But that's a far cry. And you can say that. You can say, hey, this guy does things that drives me nuts. So I would go, that's pretty fair. This guy does things that other point guards kind of don't do, or, he doesn't feel it, because really, he's really a two guard without a two guard helping him. He's in a really tough spot, Gillespie is, on this team. He just is.
Yeah. Yes. And I've heard you and Matt and Brian and your other panel guests say that maybe some of the reasons that